And so it said, hello, friends and relatives. My name is Eva Woman. I come from the United States, and the first thing I wanted to do is just recognize and honor the Indigenous people of the land here, and just say thank you. You know, recognize the folks, the Indigenous folks that were here first. I'm mixed blood from the United States, but I grew up in a city or a state called North Dakota. I grew up on a reservation there in the United States. My tribes are Mandan, Hidatsa, and Arikara. So I greeted you in my Hidatsa language. So we say hello, we say Dosha. Good. And you know, it's crazy because whenever I travel a lot to different countries and stuff, I work with an organization called the Indigenous Environmental Network. And a lot of times people say, oh, you know, in the United States, everybody's just great, everything's perfect over there, everything's fine for everybody living in the United States. And it's not true on the reservations where a lot of the Native Americans are. I mean, a lot of our folks, the Navajo nations, they have power lines that run over where they live and have no electricity at all, no running water, but yet there's power lines, there's coal being extracted, oil, gas. Right now, where I grew up, where I'm living, they're doing something called hydraulic fracturing because they want oil. Of course, the United States always wants oil, and they always want money. And they always want to grow and grow and grow and grow, and they don't care about the people. It's at the expense of the people that live there. You know, the reason that I travel is because there's so many people that can't be here, either because they just can't afford it, or they've been killed. My friend Cassie was 23 years old when she was killed. She was just, you know, crushed. And I know that it's bad everywhere, but it's just a common understanding that we're all people, you know? We all have struggles, and this last accident that happened at home, because of hydraulic fracturing, they want the oil. There's all these semi-trucks. Semi-trucks just take over on all the roads. And there's a girl that used to watch when she was little, 24 years old, and her boyfriend is 26, and they were driving on a road at home. It's a gravel road, a dirt road, and a semi came and just took over the road and ran into them head on, and it killed them. And the two babies were in there, and they were 3 and 5 years old. You know, what did they do? You know, perfectly innocent. And yet, the United States, nothing happened. The truck driver got away with it. They always do. Nothing ever happens on the reservations because there's just, the federal government always steps in and just says, you know, we have this right. We have this right to do this to you. They use something called eminent domain. If they want the land, they'll take it. You know, and so I just like to share my story with folks to say, we're standing here in solidarity because we understand the struggle. And we want folks to know that it's messed up too there and everywhere, and we really appreciate to be here to learn about what's happening here as well, or wherever we go. Because there's strength in unity. You know, standing together and being together. There's so many more of us than there are of them. I've been on the inside the COP 17, and there's a lot of bullshit going on in there. It's just like people just waste time arguing and try to write papers instead of actually getting out on the streets and taking action. Yes. Yeah, that's what we need to do. You know, as peoples, we understand, you know, we have a connection to the land that you can't break. It's in us, it's in our blood. And we understand the right ways to be upon this land. We know how to take care of ourselves better than anybody, high-level, business suit, negotiator person. They could never tell us how to take care of ourselves because we know. They're the ones that messed it up in the first place. You know, colonizers that came and said, oh, you poor people, we have to save you. You know, and oh, we know what's best for you. And then they messed everything up. You know, we lived upon these lands for thousands and thousands of years, and we didn't have any problems. And then in the last 200 years, they went and effed everything up. You know? And it's like 200 years is the blink of an eye, and everything just that And we have to remember our traditional knowledge, our spiritual ways of living, and our connection with the land, and that there has to be a balance to everything. You cannot take and take and take and expect nothing to ever happen. And those rich people, I don't know what they're thinking. Did they find another planet somewhere? You know, where do they think they're gonna go? They're gonna go to Mars maybe? I don't know. But I think that they are not the leaders. No. We need to rise up as the people and be the leaders and make them recognize what we already know and have always known.